What's up, YouTube? Back with another video for y'all on the 2017 Honda CR-V. And this customer was complaining about a leak. And here you can see a valve cover leak here. So this will cause engine performance problems, and it will cause you to lose oil. So if you're wondering why your car's losing oil, this could be the #1 cause. So remove all the valve cover screws. Remove the valve cover screws. So those are the ignition coils. I'm gonna get those out the way first. Remove the ignition coils. And the good thing about all of these bolts is they're all 10mm sockets head, so get yourself a 10mm socket. Remove all those bolts that is retaining the valve cover and the ignition coils. Get yourself a breaker bar, and it'll make life easier on loosening up those bolts. Got us a 4-cylinder engine. Connectors for the ignition coils. You want to remove it. Remove those connectors. Just set it to the side somewhere like so. Then you want to pop those ignition coils out. Set them to the side somewhere. Set them to the side. Go. Take all those ignition coils out. And then inside you'll see the spark plugs. Stand by, YouTube. Get you a socket for those spark plugs. Got a couple bolts back of the engine. Got a couple bolts at the back of the engine, and you just want to remove those. You got a couple bolts. You got one there. You got one there. And then you got one over here to the far right of the back of the engine. And you just want to remove those bolts just like you did the other one. Yourself a 14mm socket. Try not to drop the socket inside of there, because sometimes if you at a restriction, you might not have a magnet catcher, and you just want to you don't want to drop that in there. So if you can, get yourself a long extension like I am. This will do good stuff sometimes. Okay. Just want to get in there. Okay, that's perfect. Break it. Break it. Okay, it broke. Make sure it gets in there. Then you just literally break it loose. Break it loose, loosen up that. Loosen it up. We'll use the ratchet to go back and fasten it all the way out, but right now we just want to get them broke and get them loose. Okay. Turn it free. Spark plug number 3. Break it loose. Come over with the spark plug number 4. Break it loose. I'm gonna get the socket and loosen them up a little more. And then just loosen. Take your magnet. Okay. And we need to loosen up a little more. Spark plug here. This guy here. Spark plug look like it's in good condition. No oil on it. You don't want to see oil on your spark plugs. Even though we got a gasket leak, it's still a good sign that there is no oil mixing with the spark plug. So that's good. Now we're removing that second spark plug. Take your magnet catcher, stick it inside there. Okay, that means we need to loosen it up a little more. Take that magnet catcher, try to get it in there again. Spark plug number 2. Okay, spark plug number 3. Spark plug number 4. The rail.
All the ones in the back.
Yeah.
Should come right over. Do it before.
Oh, okay, yep. So let's get the ones in the back. What we got for the 10 on that? What that 10 that I just gave you for though? Oh, okay.
You might need some extensions.
Okay.
No, that final food. But I need something. Why you use the ratchet look?
To break it?
Back. Just because no turning.
It definitely ain't though. Let me see what I got right here.
Marquise, I know you work on bars, huh?
Hell yeah.
What's up, man? You ain't raw like me.
I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there,
I do
bro.
this shit for real.
I'm getting there,
Take this whole
Montana.
motherfucking thing apart and put it back together.
Look, I'm getting there, bro.
Less than 10 minutes. You like that for real. I do this shit for real, man. I'm like Floyd with the cop. You hear me?
Come over to the back, crack these bolts loose back here. Got 3 of them. Those 2 is loose. Then you got 1 more.
This nigga looks like 4 videos.
Last one. Crack this last one.
What is it, tune-up?
Yeah. Valve cover and the tune up. And then you got that last bolt right there. Take your breaker bar. And just crack it loose. All right, let me see the ratchet. I can start turning them now. Just loosen that up. Get the ratchet now. Come on over the valve cover bolt 2 and 3. Loosen that bolt up like that. Loosen that bolt up. Slowly unthread that bolt. Okay. Slowly unthread that bolt. You don't want to lose these bolts. These bolts are important. You lose this bolt, you might as well get ready to replace the engine. Or get ready to order the customer some more bolts. Can't just go slap any bolt in there. Unless you match the thread size, thread count, thread pitch, etc., etc. Get these bolts out. These are special bolts for the engine block. Then we got 1 more over here. We're just gonna get this one out. Loosen it up with your 10 mil socket and ratchet. Start Unthreading it with your hand. Okay. Okay, so we got all the bolts removed. And then, okay, over here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, yeah, far rear. So, I missed the boat, and I want to go back and show y'all where that boat is. You'll go trying to rip that cover off, and you got a boat all the way over here in the corner. Right back here. So, take your ratchet and loosen that as well. If you're using procedures, your procedures will tell you where everything is. And I missed this boat because one, I didn't see it with the eye, and then two, I didn't even, we're not using a repair procedure. So I kind of just AWOL and thought that was all the bolts, and it wasn't. But that's cool. That's cool. Okay, just keep loosening that thread up with your hand. Please don't drop your bolts. It will give your ass a headache. So just take your time unthreading the bolts. And you got that last bolt there. Set that aside somewhere like your magnet bolt catcher. Extension. Let's get a deep socket. So this one's straight up. Deep socket over too. Perfect. Perfect. Then you just want to come right over to the top of the valve cover and remove this bolt here. 10 mil. You might want to get yourself an extension. Loosen it up, you should be able to just unthread it with your hand, like so. Unthread it. Remember, don't lose any of these bolts. Then just take the valve cover up, get yourself like a plastic spacer, or the best tool to remove your valve cover is a breaker bar. So get a breaker bar, but be careful when you got that plastic covering, because you don't want to crack the valve covering, you know, with the breaker bar. The breaker bar is meant to remove two materials apart, and you don't want to crack the plastic. So let me get a breaker bar, and we're gonna finish taking off a couple more electrical connectors, then we're gonna remove the valve cover. Easy with it. Apart from that end, you wanna kinda go offset with it. Then come back to this end here. It's offset. Make sure you get in between that space. And that's That's how you get it. So get it loosened. Okay, we got a clip. We got to remove. Oh, okay. Where those needle nose? Right there. Got one more clip. We're gonna get loose real quick before we. Clip right here.
So how you want the gasket for that? These are what, $5 or something? It costs more to put it on. How much is that looking on the street? How much can you give the vendors on the street? Deuce. And that shit seems like it's so easy.
Okay. You want to remove that vacuum hose from the rear, right here. Remove that vacuum line that's going into the valve cover, the intake. And that should be the last thing that's holding us from getting this valve cover off. So all you do now is oh, so this. Oh, okay. I ain't even peeped that. My fault, bro.
Pull it up, man.
Okay.
Pull it up.
All right, so now we're just gonna take this valve cover up. See what we got under here. Just don't hit the sides though, it's gonna stop the video. Don't hit them buttons on the side. See what we got here. On the Honda CR-V of 2017, let's see how these gaskets look underneath. Okay. That's a valve cover. This is what you call a valve cover. Valve cover seems to be, it's in good condition. This your gasket here. It's your gasket. Gasket just look like it's a little warped. Could have been misproperly assembled. Don't look too bad to me. Just look, properly assembled.
How you know if it's bad though?
You like just torn, torn. Just rotted up through the rubber material. You see slits in it. You see any kind of slits in it, it's bad. But yeah, there you go. There you go right there. That's why you get a gasket leak right there. So when you start leaking from the engine, this is why. Got little cracks like this cause a major engine leak. Little cracks like that. And that's probably the only crack in this gasket. As we going through it, inspecting it visually, that's the only crack in that gasket. We're gonna wait till we get all the way around back to that crack we just identified to just verify that that's the only crack that can cause an engine leak. And small tears, no small tears. Nope, no small tears. Well, I don't see nothing else in this gasket, so that's why you got that leak. That's why we had got that leak on this gasket. So I don't see nothing. Yep, I don't see nothing else unusual. So those cracks that we identified were the cause. These two cracks here were the cause of the gasket leak. And then too, you want to just sit here and look at the gasket. Let me see this real quick. So now, here, what I got, just want to show y'all what the inside of the valve would look like. The valve and the valve body of the engine. Remember I showed y'all that other video that had all that gunk. Again, you can tell this customer here take care of their car with the correct oil viscosity. You've seen on that old video I showed you guys, you had the bearings, the journals, the lobes, the camshaft themselves, they were all gunked up. Had a lot of residue on them. Caked up in old oil. You don't want to see that. This is what you should see when you remove your valve cover. You shouldn't see that gunk that we saw in the last video. Again, that can come from using the wrong oil, bad spark plugs, misfiring, a whole host of issues, but those are the main issues that will cause that gunk to build up around your camshafts, your bearings, your entire valve body. So that's the things you want to look out for. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. We're gonna get that new gasket back on here and get this customer going, and the customer shouldn't experience any more leaks. We got the new gasket right here, and the customer shouldn't experience any more leaks after we put the new gasket back on. Got the old gasket material, new gasket material, so you guys can get a look at what a gasket looks like. This is what costs you so much money when you got to go inside the shop to get a gasket repaired. This is the little component right here that costs you some cash. Get this little stuff fixed, and it'll save your engine a whole lot of life. Whole lot of life. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Please leave a comment if you think any of this video was helpful on how to remove a valve cover, remove the gasket, remove the spark plugs, how to do a tune-up, how to change your valve cover gaskets. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.